The first Sunday of the 2012 NFL season is in the books. So, Eric, right away, what did we learn?
Well, I think we learned that the run game still does matter in some form. And the 49ers marched up to Lambeau, turned in a vintage performance with their style, power football. You know, 8 of the 9 leading rushers in the NFL were by teams such as the Patriots and Redskins that won their games. A lot of sloppy games. We had a lot of interceptions, but high-powered passing attacks like the Lions and Saints didn't fare as well, whereas a team that could establish the run did pretty well.
And speaking of those backs, you talk about guys like Adrian Peterson, Maurice Jones-Drew, Arian Foster, lots of questions about those guys. All 3 of them were pretty effective and carried some big lows during those games. What was the biggest surprise to you? Obviously, a lot of surprises in week 1, some big upsets, but what one stands out?
For me, it was the transformation of the Bucs, Steve. Now it's by far from a complete process at this point, but just a swarming group. Held the Panthers to 10 yards on the ground, a franchise low, 3 sacks. Guys like Mark Barron, the hard-hitting safety, whacking Steve Smith. You know, Mason Foster several plays behind the line. Gerald McCoy was living in the backfield all day long. And even old man Rondé Barber, sack and interception, had a great game. Look, they stopped Cam Newton, and they probably had a lot of time to game plan for him, 6+ months. Got Eli Manning next week, different style, different kind of test. We'll see if they can carry it through for another week.
You would think the Carolina Panthers, of all teams, could weather a loss of a starting running back like Jonathan Stewart. They have D'Angelo Williams, Mike Tolbert, Cam Newton, but 10 rushing yards. Unbelievable. Now, we didn't have any giant 500-yard passing performances in week 1 like we did last season, but still some pretty great individual performances. Who's your player of the day?
And I think you'll see those totals come down to earth a little bit this year without the lockout. Apologies to RG3, who had a tremendous debut down in New Orleans. I got to go with Peyton Manning. Vintage-type performance. Started off slowly. They kept his possessions to a minimum early in the game, but his passing line, you know, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, no major mistakes. Once they went on tempo, we saw that old Manning. I think he really delivered a huge performance.
Yeah, does any quarterback run the no-huddle better than Peyton Manning does? It was really fun to watch him out there under the lights, beating the Steelers, and to see him back in action for the Broncos. To see all of our coverage of the first week of the NFL season, head to our website at ProFootballWeekly.com.